Game 5 is history. Jaylen Brown made history. He had 28 points in this game. He had 8 rebounds, and he had 12 assists. He's played over 750 games in his NBA career, and he had never done that until tonight when it mattered the most.
Well, he met the challenge. I mean, there are a lot of people who still complain about what he did or what he didn't do, but it was a complete effort. But it started off with him. The first couple of plays of the game when he said, look, I'm going to take on Brunson. I'm going to maybe try to slow him down. I think that's one of the keys to what you're going to try to do, be more efficient on your defensive end, but offensively just shot the heck out of the basketball. And here's the thing people talked about. Didn't settle. One time we talked about, we could have taken the 3. Nope. Drove towards the basket, defense pulled towards him, and then gave the ball up for an assist. So just brilliant in his play.
All right, the threes went in tonight. The Celtics made 22 of them, and when the threes go in, the Celtics win easily. That's pretty much been the case no matter what. Irony of the Celtics trying to put a run together right now against the New York Knicks is that the New York Knicks is where the Ewing theory began. The idea that for a short period of time, without your best player, you can make a run based on Patrick Ewing getting hurt in 1999 and the Knicks going to the finals. And tonight, the Celtics played differently. The ball didn't stop. There was, when you have one of those senses taken away, the others get sharper. Celtics couldn't make mistakes. And the funny thing was they were making mistakes early. They were struggling a little bit on the glass, and they committed 5 turnovers in that first quarter. And it's funny, that's the worst part of the game. New York was up by 9, which they haven't been in this series. They had kind of the swagger going, and the Celtics just kind of got recommitted to what they were doing. They stopped turning the ball over. And let's face facts here. Through 5 games of this series, the Celtics dominated New York over the last 2 years, in large part because New York had no answer for Kristaps Porzingis. He was the difference maker. And by the way, this isn't a year and a half ago. I'm talking about early April. Porzingis made 8 threes and had a 38-point game at Madison Square Garden. He has been ineffective in the series, and he essentially played himself out of it. And Joe Mazzulla said—
Hold on, Joe. Wait a minute, Sean. You're trying to say Joe Mazzulla made an adjustment?
Don't worry. Nobody will acknowledge that.
You're saying we're on the air where the camera's on us. Okay, right. Okay.
What Joe Mazzulla did was say, you know what, with a season on the line, this isn't about, let's hope KP can give us some good minutes. He couldn't. He had chances to do it. He has been ineffective in the series, maybe 48 more hours, and who knows what's going to happen. But KP had to come out of the game. Al Horford got in foul trouble, and then of all the heroes in all the world to come out of nowhere. We say this because nationally that's what they're going to say. But you're not watching the Celtics for 82 games in the playoffs. Luke Cornett has been doing this all year. But tonight he did it with the season on the line, on a big stage, playing huge minutes. First player to get 5 blocks in a quarter in an NBA playoff game since Robert Williams, of all people, 4 years ago for the Celtics in the first round against the Nets. His defensive presence changed everything. We said if you're going to play Sam Hauser, and he played important minutes, you had to have more rim protection. And that's what you got from Luke Cornett. All he's done all year is made plays, so why wouldn't he do it tonight?
Well, very effective, you said, blocking shots, rebounding the basketball, being a facilitator. And then the cherry on that Sunday happened to be the lob play, threw it, and he catches it going backwards, slams it over his head. Was fantastic.
So now, we've seen a lot of things over all of our years together, but we've certainly never seen this because nobody has seen this in decades. The scene at Madison Square Garden on Friday night. The building, as we've discussed for many years, Max, is its own thing. It's part of the theater. It's part of the game, is the building, the crowd, and the environment. And what you're adding to this is Knicks fans who are going to pay money you and I can't possibly imagine to be in that building, to be part of this environment, as the Knicks now stand 1 home win away from their first conference final appearance in 25 years. With this monster party set to take place in Midtown Manhattan if they can win the game. But what comes with that? On a regular night at Madison Square Garden, if it's not going well, the pressure of the building turns against you. This is not a regular night. The stakes of the Knicks losing a 3-2 lead last year in the second round, and the specter, even without Jason Tatum, the specter of the Knicks having to come back here and play a 7th game, which of course we know they're capable of winning. They have Jalen Brunson, right, in a close game 7 in the fourth quarter. But that's not the point. The point is you are going to freak everybody out if that game is close. If the Celtics can survive the early onslaught, the longer they stay in that game as the underdog on Friday night, the weight of that building is going to become immeasurable.
It does what it does in its own little area of understanding what the game is about and how to play the game. Celtics did what they needed to do tonight. They came here. They won a game. The series continues. You're not like, you didn't do like Cleveland, lost at home. You win here. Now you got another chance. That's all you look for, another chance to roll the dice. And the Celtics have that.
The best road team in NBA history over the last 3.5 years, going into a building that they have dominated on the road like no other in Madison Square Garden, trying to force an improbable 7th game in a series. Now through 5 games, the Celtics have outscored New York by 35 points, but it is still the Knicks in control, up 3-2, trying to close it out and letting the party start in New York. The final score again in game number 5, 127-102. Max and I will talk to you Friday night in the midst of bedlam in Midtown Manhattan.